I went to the Rolling Oaks Mall this past weekend and they had a huge WWE like action figure collection. So shout out RG Collectibles Texas. This was his booth. And let me tell you all, me and my girl were kind of going crazy here because they had so many different figures to choose from. Like the variety was insane. Like they had, like, it was insane. Like I was trying my best to capture all the different moments or different figures from his booth. But the figures alone, y'all, I could have been here for a smooth 15-30 minutes just going through and showing y'all some figures. But just to give you guys a rough overview, that Hulk Hogan that my girl has is so beautiful. But they had this Kane figure that was really dope, reminded me from our childhood. A Roman Reigns Raw Edition Damian Priest. They also had, oh my gosh, that Seth Rollins was gorgeous. And they had a KO, which of course I already have in the collection. And also too, at this mall, they had a Sting meet and greet that I didn't even know about. I literally just walked into the mall on a whim, and then boom, we just see all this WWE stuff. So it was really, really dope. So what my guy was doing, he was selling majority of his Sting figures so people could buy off of him and then take it to the meet and greet and then have him sign it as well. So it was definitely a win-win, especially for him because I know he made some bread over here. But the figures are glowing, like how I mentioned, so dope. They also had this Edge figure that was way back in the day, if you know what I'm saying. And they also had some other figures. But guys, I was honestly overwhelmed by how much different variety he had. I usually go to Walmart's and they have the same different WWF legends, superstars, things like that. But it was really refreshing to see a lot of this stuff. Like again, I could have been here for a long time. This one was probably one of my other favorites, Bray Wyatt. I hadn't seen him in the wild, honestly, in a good while. So it was still cool to see nonetheless. And yeah, y'all, like again, here, like a kid in the candy store. Could have been in here all dang day. Of course, that was not the key because we had to go to NXT Deadline. And this was currently like on the other side of San Antonio. But the figures alone, insane. This Macho Man, ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they had that one, this Hulk Hogan that my girl was holding. I honestly almost copped that too, but I didn't, which I probably should have. But it is what it is. I may see it again later on in the future. But they also had a few with this Diamond Dallas Page, and they had this Sami Zayn, the OG. I actually really like that Sami Zayn. It was a dope figure. But it was really hard to get around the corner because my boy had some business. People were over here trying to see what he had for sale. But the W find from this one was definitely this red shirt John Cena. If I ended up copying it or not, I'll let you guys know later on in another video. But that was definitely the biggest find, and he had 4 of them. I hadn't been able to barely even see one at a Target, let alone 4 at the same exact location. So it was dope nonetheless. My guys definitely had my favorite booth from this entire mall. If you need figures, shout out RG Collectibles Texas. He's going to be linked down below. Go hit him up on IG and on TikTok. And yeah, y'all, this booth was absolutely crazy.